Did you know that two children could have the same diagnosis, something like ADHD, anxiety, autism, and one may qualify for an IEP while the other qualifies for a 504 plan? If your child is struggling in school and you believe that a disability is affecting their access to education, understanding the difference between these two supports can make a major difference in your advocacy. So, today I'm going to break down IEP versus 504 plans. I'm going to share some examples and give you practical tips so that you know what steps to take next. So, let's get into it. An IEP stands for Individualized Education Program. It's really a legal plan created for a student who needs specialized instruction because their disability impacts their ability to make progress in school. This falls under the federal law called IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. An IEP means that your child needs more than just accommodations. They need actual specialized instruction. They need modified instruction or maybe specific services. Here's an example. You have a third grader with dyslexia who is really struggling to read grade level context, write complete sentences, and really is having a hard time keeping up with classroom assignments. This child may qualify for things like specialized reading instruction, speech language services, reading goals, extra time on tests, progress monitoring. And this would be an IEP because it has specialized instruction. But what is a 504 plan? A 504 plan comes from Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. It's designed for students with disabilities to give them equal access to their education. A 504 plan does not include specialized instruction. It provides accommodations that the child can use to participate in general education setting. Here is an example. You have a student with ADHD who understands the material, but is really having a difficult time focusing, organizing their work, completing tests on time. That child may receive accommodations like preferential seating, extended time on test, breaks during long assignments, check-ins for organization. That would be a 504 plan. Here's the easiest way to remember. IEP equals specialized instruction and services and accommodations. And a 504 is access and accommodations. If your child needs help learning the material itself, that's an IEP. If your child needs support accessing the material, that's a 504. So let's walk through some important examples for you to consider. Example one is the student with anxiety. A student with anxiety may need things like breaks when they're overwhelmed or access to a counselor, ability to test in a quiet room. That would be a 504 plan. But if the anxiety causes major absences, regression in instruction, or inability to academically participate, an IEP may be considered to teach the child strategies to cope when they're experiencing anxiety so that they can access their education. Example two is a student with autism. Students with autism often need social skills instruction, speech therapy, behavioral supports, academic goal, and this would point to an IEP. Example three is a student with diabetes. A student with diabetes may need things like nurse access, snack break, blood sugar monitoring, flexible attendance for medical care. This would be a 504 plan. So here are some helpful tips for parents to consider. Tip number one is no matter what, always put your concerns in writing. Send an email requesting an evaluation. Say something like, hey, I'm requesting an evaluation to determine whether my child qualifies for special education services or a 504 due to concerns related to their disability. Written requests create documentation. Number two is grades are not the only factor. Many children pass classes while still struggling significantly. Schools should always consider things like attention, behavior, attendance, emotional regulation, reading and writing skills, functional performance. Good grades do not automatically mean no support is needed. Number three is to bring data. Helpful evidence includes teacher emails, medical diagnoses, private evaluations, samples of work, behavior logs, attendance records. And the more specific information you can bring, the stronger your advocacy will be. Tip four is always ask how progress is going to be measured. Whether it's an IEP or a 504 plan or none of that, ask how are we going to know if this support is working? Who is responsible for providing the support? And how will progress be reviewed? Support should be meaningful and not just listed on paper. Tip five is that you can request a meeting at any time. If accommodations aren't working, behaviors worsen, grades drop, request a meeting. Plans can always be revised. If you're trying to figure out whether your child needs an IEP or 504, start by asking the major question: does my child need help learning or do they need help accessing their learning? That question can help guide your next steps. If this video was helpful to you, like, subscribe, and share it with another parent who needs this information. And please drop your questions in the comments. What situations are you navigating right now?